And so, yeah, that's how our paths crossed. Is I was kind of sending signals out there. I was like, I'm ready to take my business to the next level. I feel really good with where I'm at. I've got sold out programs. I've got booked out retreats. I've got interviews lined up. I've got deals in 2020 that are going to skyrocket me to the next level. But how do I prepare myself? Like, how do I scale for that? How do I, like, the masculine and feminine energies, right? I got the flow, I've got the connection, but where's the sacred container, the sacred support to really withhold all the traction and all the, other people that are going to be coming into my vortex? Like, how can I have that sacred space so that it can continue to grow and support them at the highest healing level, while I can still out there, be doing the interviews and the speaking engagements and things like that, for my book, and still be serving at a very high level and value for my audience. So I sent the signals out there, and then I saw your ad, and like, I always go with my intuition. Like, your head, like everybody, like I said, when we're doing the pre-version of this, everybody can talk the perfect talk, right? They can write the perfect little script, have the most compelling copy, have everything put together and all that, but then you kind of feel like something's off. And if I can do anything for women today, is to really help whoever is watching to take a stand for yourself and to really learn to trust yourself and those intuitive, instinctual feelings that you feel in your body. As women, we are blessed with the emotional intelligence and wisdom. And so when we really give ourselves permission to receive that, our lives can be, like I said, experienced with more pleasure and less pain. And I went against this one time. Like, I kind of had that weird sensation, like something's off. And I went with another coach, and exactly what I felt happened. Like, it totally like backfired on me. And like, when I saw I think it was like an ad or a sponsor or something, when I saw it and I felt you, I was like, this woman is really in it for the real connection to truly support another woman to take her to the next level. Like, that's what this woman is about. It's not about like, how can I grow my stuff and become the next best this or do that. It's like, yeah, we all want to grow our business because we want to serve at the highest and serve more that way. But I felt the integrity. That's the word that I'm looking for. I felt the integrity and the authenticity in your presence. Because like I said, I go beyond the words. I go beyond, the positioning and the packaging and all that stuff. And I tune into the underlying core energy. And I was like, this is my woman. And we got on a call, and now here we are.
Here we are. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Well, it is just such an honor and a blessing to have you here. I know that this isn't the first time that we're having a conversation like this together, but you are such a light and such a powerful beacon. And I just feel like there is, to bring you into this space, to share you with the other women here, and to also support you and give back to you in as powerful of a way that I can, and to see what comes through for us here in this space together is just so exciting. And so I would love if you could just take a minute. You just painted such a beautiful picture of your magic, but I would love for you to share. Tell us who you are, who is Anawayah, and what is your magic in this world.
Perfect. Well, first off, thank you so much, ladies, for having me. It is an incredible honor to share the sacred space with you all. And my name is Anawayah Alexandra. And I use my clear connection to the divine to, such a deep honor to do this, to help women overcome their insecurities, activate their sexy, and become an irresistible, sensual woman that has their desires chasing them. I've seen countless times so many powerhouse, gorgeously connected, soul-aligned women who know they've come here to make a difference, who have a very powerful presence inside of them, but they've been too afraid to let it out, or they've been shamed when they've done that, or they've been ridiculed, or they've been looked down upon, or they've been told that they're too much, or to tone it down, to be a little bit more quiet. And I feel like my presence is here to activate the sacred feminine within these women, because I don't know if you can feel it, but she's rising right now. The sacred feminine is rising in the hearts of all of humanity. And we can feel that fiery transformational energy calling us to expand into this higher love, into this higher presence of who we really are. And so I really help women, get deeply connected to their fierce fucking truth, to be honest, and to no longer settle for anything less than that. This is like a complete transformation of how they are treated forever in their professional relationships and their intimate relationships. It's like, I have come from such severe abuse. That is my background. My mother was a methamphetamine drug addict. My stepfather was a raging alcoholic. I experienced sexual trauma. I experienced bullying in high school. I mean, you name it, I've experienced that type of abuse. And to be able to use my connection to spirit and to the earth and to why we've come here to heal what seemed to be the unhealable, to forgive what seemed to be the unforgivable, I know that we can transform anything, and that our pain has powerful purpose woven within it if we can just be emotionally available to feel what wants to heal. If we can open up to this experience called life, and we can discover so many hidden treasures buried deep beneath those layers of pain, beneath all the shame, the blame, everything that's happened to us. And I really feel like it is it's my sacred honor and it's my sacred blessings to share these very ancient teachings back from the priestesshood days and temples, but to bring it into the modern day for the modern woman who is really ready to remember who she really is, why she's come here, and to no longer settle for less than, and to live out the fullest version of her life in all areas of it and be treated with true love. And I'm not talking about the fairy tale fluffy version that Disney has painted us, where we're this damsel in distress waiting for Prince Charming to come save our ass. It's like, no, or this woman is empowered and she knows who she is, and she doesn't allow anyone to walk all over her, and she takes a stand for the way she is treated, and she shows up for herself the way that she wants the world to show up for her, and then the world meets her with where she's at with herself. And it has been amazing to see women, Stephanie, step into this, to really begin to say yes to themselves. It's like the freedom that they finally feel from breaking free from that emotional burden that they've been carrying for so long is like, it's like, really, I was like, this is my work. This is what I call work. This is my office. I mean, I'm sitting in my bed with the gorgeous roses and stunning sacred Sedona view. Like, this is my office. I'm not sitting at this, clinical, cold, like masculine, like office, like trying to be this people pleasing person, just so I can compromise myself for a paycheck. It's like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I don't have to settle for less than anymore. And it's like, I count my blessings every day. And so I feel honored to share the sacred space for women, because I feel like that's what you're doing, Stephanie, is you're really helping women take their business, but also themselves to the next level. Like, what is the next version of your life not only look like, but I also help women, how do you want it to feel? Because we forget about that. Like, we get so busy on the manifestation side of things, or, okay, well, I'm going to write down, I want to hit six figures or here. I want to create this like action plan for 2020. But it's like, did you take an accountability how you want to feel? It's like, and so I feel like when we connected, you held such a sacred space for me to really ask myself for the next level. Like, not only what does it look like, but how do I want it to feel? Like, what is that next beautiful version of not only my business, but my life? So, yeah.
So one thing that we both know is that in the work that we do, we hold a lot of space for a lot of women, a lot of people.
Yes.
And this can often mean that we are not allowing ourselves the same space to fill up. And so what I want to do now is just invite us to embrace this delicious, safe, secure, empowered, ignited space for you, because I know that you have a whole lot of ladies that you are constantly loving into. How can I give that love back to you in this moment? What would make this a really powerful conversation for you today?
Okay. To utilize the most out of this time, I'm going to close my eyes for a second. And I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to come home to myself for 1 minute. I'm going to ask, Hmm. So what I'm hearing from my soul is talk about charging your worth. Now, I have no problem helping other women. I've had women get $20,000 worth of bonuses out of the middle of nowhere just for speaking up and asking. But I feel like for me, since a lot of my work in past lives has been persecuted, oh, you cannot charge for that, and like all this other stuff. It's like, I feel what I've experienced in the past, my work is so profound and it's so deep and it's so life-changing that sometimes women only need one one-on-one session with me, and then the rest they can do with the program, or sometimes they just even need the digital version. But what I've noticed is that when I go to put my work out there, I'm like, okay, it's like 5K is a pretty good price range. I mean, I like put everything together. It's like there's a retreat at my home and there's all this stuff. And it's like my guides, my angels, spirit is telling me, if you don't really begin, because everybody else sees it, but us women, we need other women to see ourselves too. It's like, if you don't begin to really, really see yourself and the value that you bring, it's going to be blocked, because the universe won't self-harm, because how much you're giving needs to be received with the divine compensation. And you need to be charging accordingly. And I'm like, I think 5K is like, no, it's not accordingly. And you need to be spreading these trainings, because that you're going to be having, the book signing and the book tour and the interviews and the public speaking. You're going to be out traveling so much. You're not really going to have time to be doing the way that you've been doing it before. You're going to have to start training women to carry on your teachings, to carry on these teachings of the earth, to, bring women back home to themselves. You're going to have to start doing that. And you have to charge that accordingly. And they told me the price of it. My angels are like, this is what you have to receive. And one of my clients, bless her heart, my beautiful soul sister, she's like, girl, I'm in hundreds of thousands of dollars in fucking student loan debt. If you would have told me before I enrolled and spent thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars and got myself in debt, if you would have told me there was this program out there, this type of university out there, you best believe I would have enrolled in this first. Because you have to start from here. It's like getting your roots really solid in your soul, so that that whatever you grow from there and expand from there will blossom into its full bloom, its full highest potential. And she's like, I would say even charge more than what that is. Like, this is crazy. So that's, I feel like, is like really helping me see the value in what I'm bringing to women, so that I can no longer, I don't want to say self-sacrifice or self-harm, but the universe is like, we will not support it. Like right now, everything else has been booked out, but they're like, now this is the next level. You have to charge accordingly for this teacher training program. And if you don't put the right price tag on it, this is all about alignment. Anawayah is like, it has to be in alignment. Then you're going to think, oh my gosh, this and this, but is because you need to charge accordingly. So helping me raise my prices, raise and higher my view of myself would probably be, see if there's anything else. No, I think that's about it. Those two things. Yeah. It'd be deeply appreciated.
Charge $100,000 for your teacher training program.
Boom. Blow it up. See, I was thinking 25 grand. And she was like, no. She was like,
I want to ask you for 1 second.
Totally.
I can tell you to charge $1 billion for this teacher training program. Only you know what that aligned price tag is for you. What would be helpful and worthwhile to look at is, because I hear you say that up here in your conscious mind, you are solid in the value. Did we disconnect?
Yeah, for some reason, it is not letting me do the video.
Oh no.
But maybe, I don't know. Maybe
we had a breakdown after 100K.
Yeah, someone, it blew up. Something blew up. I'm like, damn. We sent some high vibes out right now. I was like, it ain't even Mercury retrograde. What's going on? But, yeah, I'm looking. I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not. That's why it's like my next part. I'm already starting to hire a team so they can just take care of all this. Because I'm like, you just give me the camera and I'll just start speaking and sharing what Spirit wants to say. Other than that,
Right.
I'm not tech savvy.
Leave me out of the tech stuff, please.
Right, totally. But do you want to just roll with it without the video?
I'm fine if you're fine.
Okay, I'm totally fine.
Hear your beautiful voice. So that's all that matters. I would love to see your face too, of course.
I know. I'm like, gosh, what is going on? I'm looking and it's like, it's not, let's see here. Meeting view. Yeah, girl. No
Okay.
clue. Start video. Wait. Did I do it? It's like, no. I'm pressing all the right buttons, girl. Ain't that happening?
That's so funny.
Who knows? Maybe Spirit's hijacking our little FaceTime.
She has a tude today.
Totally.
What is this here to tell us?
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, what's happening? But I'm rolling with it.
I'm just going to take a deep breath.
Totally.
I'm feeling like there is something that is wanting to come through here for you.
And the video not working? Is that what you mean?
Separate of that.
Okay.
Let's go back to what you were sharing, this feeling, this conversation you're wanting to have around your pricing.
Yes.
What is this teacher training? What is the pricing? What is the price tag for this teacher training that feels aligned to you in this moment?
It was 25,000.
25.
Mm-hmm.
So when are you going to make this first offer?
I have been putting it together. Where I have all my other offers when people come into my vortex and either get on a call with me or ask me about my programs. And I've been feeling into it. It's brand new, so it's at the beginning stages. But it definitely is. I'm looking into actually getting it certified, like an actual university type ordeal, like taking it legitimate to the whole new level of like credentials and things like that. So there's a lot that I'm looking into and getting everything to fall into place. But I'm really excited about it. I feel like I said, this is how I'm going to spread my work in the way that can reach the most women and impact as many lives as possible, is to create that. And I'm also doing, because in this next coming year with all the new interviews and stuff that's coming out, there's going to be a lot more publicity being seen my way, a lot of national television coverage, which I'm excited and looking forward to. So I'm going to be offering like a mini website inside of my website for the facilitators, so they can don't have to worry about like marketing too much in that sense of trying to get their name out there for this work. And they'll have their own like signature sauce and flavor that they will have to the certification program. But I want to have like a list on there so that people can just come right there and say, okay, I want to experience this retreat, or I want to experience a one-on-one, and they can come on my website and have the facilitator link, and they're all right there ready to go.
Wow. What will these teachers be equipped to create or to deliver by going through this program?
So they're going to completely be able to access a crystal clear connection to themselves and teach other women to do the same thing. Like to be able so in that sense, wherever any woman is struggling in her life, to say yes to her real self, to say yes to what she truly desires. So this goes into discovering their soul's passions. So what really lights them up and turns them on to live a life and that they're really, truly and madly in love with. Mm-hmm. And then of course, soul purpose. Like I believe we are the purpose. Our life is the purpose. But the signature essence of the experience that your soul has come here for, to really help them discover that. Because a lot of the times we think that, I remember at the beginning that whenever my first interview aired on Gaia, and I was doing all these one-on-one sessions, like, oh, I'm here to be this channel for spirit for people. I felt like that was the end all be all. But then I had all these visions of me, being on these global stages and on all these other places. And now that's fallen into place and that's coming to be. And it's like, there's always an expanded version of what we feel. So helping them really step into and see into those loving lenses of their soul to rise into that higher perspective and find their purpose. And also prosperity, to really help women receive the financial nourishment, financial independence, financial well-being, so that we are not codependent on anything, where we don't feel like we have to go to a job that fucking sucks, that's just draining the life force out of our femininity, and really align with the luscious, luxurious feeling of the goddess, which is receptivity, which is allowing yourself to receive, which is why I have to charge accordingly in his 25K, because of the caliber of giving. Like when we look out in nature, nature shows us this balance of giving and receiving, and it's vital. It's crucial to the well-being and overall thriving of nature. And so when women go through this program, they really are going to be able to teach that to other women, to teach women to step into their power, to teach women to step into their soul's passions and unapologetically claim that, to be able to pursue their deepest passions and soul pleasures, to let go of any taboo around embodying their full feminine self and whatever that is for them. So releasing the shame and the sexy, and embodying their sensuality as something that is sacred, and honoring their emotional intelligence of their body, and to really help women live their most turned on, lit up, fully, deeply, madly in love life that they've come here for. And to me, it's like, I would love, 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 love for more women to experience this. And I'm excited to put together this training for women, because I can only hold so much space, So to have women do that, there's going to be retreats. We're going to all gather, including myself, maybe anywhere between like 2 to 3 times a year in these beautiful exotic locations like Hawaii and Sedona and Bali and places like that, where we can really come together in this sacred sisterhood. And this is about true network. I mean, Stephanie, this is like out there, and I don't want to say the corporate world, because I'm not putting any like judgment on anything, but through my own observations, there's so much criticism, there's so much comparison, there's so much competition, there's so much jealousy and envy between women. And I've been there, done that. I mean, I've had to like say goodbye to all my mother-in-laws, because that shit just don't work. So, and the point where I had to love myself enough to create healthy relationships with other sisters, other women. And I want women to feel empowered. I want them to be able to network, to come together, to grow their lives and their own businesses, their projects, whatever they want to put out into the world that is part of their soul's passions and purpose, and to be deeply supported by other women, and not in a way that where you see it all on Instagram and it's all picture perfect, like, oh my gosh, we're having this amazing time, but we're secretly judging everybody behind the scenes and calling each other bitches and shit. It's like, that's not who I am. I'm not about that catty stuff. And that's why I've dedicated my life to really creating the sacred space for women to come back home to themselves. Yeah.
My instinct, Anawayah, is that you don't have a challenge or a stuckness around your pricing. I hear very clearly from you this rootedness in this 25K. I hear that loud and clear. You are giving the gift of something that is life altering. It's life changing, and it's life lasting for less than what a single year of university is. So what's beneath this? Because I really don't suspect that you have a problem around the pricing. I'm totally fine to be wrong about that.
Time to dig deeper. Pull out these tools, girl. Let's get to gardening. Okay, so let me tune in real quick. What is and let me ask so I can get, there's lots of stuff, but it's like, let's fine tune it down to that one specific thing, or a couple that is really condensed. So let me just tune in real quick. Okay. Ooh. All right. There's a few little ones coming in, so we pinpoint which one wants to be spoken about first. So I did go through like a public, I feel like it's so strange that sometimes I'm living like past lives in the present life, like way back in the day of like the women who are like being burned alive at the stake or shamed publicly. But I was like a woman who was really well known in the spiritual like arena, if you will, like within the whole Hay House and Gaia, theme, all that stuff, who had lots of followers. As long as I was tooting her horn, everything was okay. But then all of a sudden, when I realized that, I had to speak my truth about 3 years ago now, somewhere around there. She got extremely pissed off, and she did not know how to take it because she was kind of called out on her shit. But I don't like do it in a nasty way. It was like, look, I have to speak my truth to you, and I share it with deep love and respect because I love our relationship enough to where I can't let this go unspoken and unseen. And I talked about it, and she got so upset that she publicly went on her page where she had hundreds of thousands of followers and shamed my name to try and get back at me. And that's like a big wound that I have from a past life where my work is so deep that if like it can trigger some things. And so it's like the women who I have who've gone through my programs, it's been nothing but love. It's like, it hasn't been anything like that. That's been the whole past version of that before I really stepped fully into my powerful presence of unconditional love for myself. But yeah, there's like this fear that it's like going to be like not seen as the real. I'm not going to be seen. The work's not going to be seen as like someone's going to try and discredit it or like say some shit. I don't know. It's like this weird feeling of like being like someone trying to publicly humiliate me. And it's like, it's not that the fact that like I was arrested at 15. I used to be involved in gangs. I mean, the shit was crazy when you look at my past. It's like, if mama need to bring out her claws, mama can do it. It's not about the sense of me not feeling like I'm disempowered or feeling like, I need someone to come save me. It's more the fact of the work is so sacred and it means so much to me that I don't want that part to get tainted just because it pissed somebody off where they had to feel something that they didn't want to feel. And so there's a little bit of that there, which is like, and then also the price tag, like the 25K, like the price is totally fine. I can see the value, but it's more of like, of like, is it worth it? If the women are ready, holy shit. It's like, I have to stop taking responsibility for my clients' results. It's like, it is there, the space is there, and they can fucking radically and drastically transform their lives at the speed of light, but they have to go at their own pace, rhythm, and, you know, vibe. Like, that's their thing. It's like, I have this part within me, you know, being a mom of 3 kids too, is like, where it's like, I want to make sure that they receive the highest value, but that's up to them, how much they're willing to do the work. It's like the container is there. And I feel like that I've got this in my head, which is like, it's almost, I don't know, there's just like this fear of, this is what it is, of really being seen as a spiritual teacher that I am. Because I don't want people to give their power away to me. I'm not here to create fucking followers. I'm here to create other leaders with love, with women. And that's what I'm here to do. And it's like, I'm so tired of seeing other fucking spiritual teachers out there who are coming deeply from a wounded space with their ego, just trying to fulfill emotional need of, I need to be validated, I need to be appreciated, I need to be seen, I need to be loved. And I'm not saying I'm judging. I'm just saying it's like, yeah, it's like, that's not me. And I don't want to be seen as another one of those people who are just out to take advantage of people on their spiritual growth when they're in a very vulnerable and sensitive time in their life. And yeah, it's like what was coming to me is like being seen fully for who I really am. Like, and which isn't, if I'm being 100% honest, which I feel like I wouldn't be doing anybody any value if I wasn't, that I have to be honest with myself and with everyone listening, which is this. It's like, I am not, and there's nothing wrong with this. We all have our purpose. It's like nature. It's like, if you're a fox, you're a fox, or you're a wolf, you're a wolf. It's one or the other. It's like, you can't, you know, it's like, this has nothing to do with, you know, putting other women, making them feel less than. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not meant to sell out 5K, 10K programs. I've been there, done that. I'm not meant to have that. I'm meant to be a global spiritual teacher. That's why I was saved in my coma. I'm meant to lead a fucking revolution for women. That is what I'm here to do. It's not small scale. And this is the next version that I have to finally give myself permission to be seen, and also welcome praise. Welcome someone saying, thank you, you've changed my life, because I know I have. But I wouldn't, in the past, I wouldn't give myself permission to receive those beyond compliments, but soul recognition of my light and the healing that I bring to this world, because I didn't want people to be giving their power away to me, but they're not doing that. And not like all those other people. It's like, I didn't want to be seen so much as the other person. I'm not allowing myself to be seen at all in that way. Like, I'm totally fine showing up on camera, whatever I need to do. It's like, this is a whole new level of being recognized, being seen as something, as the true spiritual teacher that I am.
So there are a couple things coming on this. And the first place that I want to go is, this goes back to allowing another woman to see you as the woman you are, as the fullest expression of the woman that you are, and the way that you hold that same space for others. So that's part one. Who is that person? Who is that space for you as you grow into this next iteration as a global leader, as a global CEO, as a global spirit leader, spirit teacher? That is king. The other thing is, and this is what tends to happen all the time, right? The very thing that is our blind spot is the thing that we support our own clients with, but don't always give ourselves that same support. This conversation of being seen and having this having it's this fear. That's really what it is. This fear of being burned at the stake. If you do show up in your full truth and your full power, this is the conversation that you lead powerfully with your women. You and I had this conversation together. So I want to invite you to go on an exploration with yourself. If you were your own client, what would you be telling you? That's the second piece. And the third thing is the very ad, the very post that you read that brought us together. I remember the day that I was sitting at my kitchen table writing that copy. And my biggest fear always is coming across as someone that I'm not, because my heart is pure, my intention is very pure, and integrity means everything to me. I'm not here for the money, I'm here for impact, to help, truly help empower other women. And I wrote that with that fear in the back of my mind. And I decided to spill all of my words and put all of my words onto that paper and trust that the very people that were supposed to see my heart would see it. And you were one of those people. So I offer that because if that was what brought us together, that is exactly what is going to speak to the people who are waiting for you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. The only thing for me is like, I feel when I show up and I speak up, I don't hold myself back. I feel like in my copy and what I write, I claim my presence as that powerful spiritual teacher. I think it's more of an internal shift. I think I'm really good at taking aligned action. I don't, in the sense of like even if it feels a little raw or very vulnerable. I mean, the things that I've shared in all my Facebook lives, I mean, I go there, and because I know that it's so important for other women. So I can easily move beyond my own fears and go into service part of it. For me, I think it's like allowing the old, and my name changed too. And which is so interesting about that, like this really stepping into this new, which I've had my name now for a couple of years, but this really deep shamanic priestess, modern day ancient teachings woman. And I feel like that's like what I said is like, the world is enduring such a soul crisis. We have to come back home to ourselves to solve it. We're not going through fucking climate change crisis. We're not going through fucking, all this other shit. It's like that is an external reflection of what is off inside of ourselves, our connection to the earth, our connection to who we are, what the fuck this life is about. And it's like, for me, I feel when you were talking about that is like, I need to like give my own self permission. I feel like to think about how I don't see a way to where I could show up deeper or show up more or reveal more. Sometimes I feel like spirit will actually tell me, okay, you didn't have to go that intimate with your life. Some things are totally fine just to share, keep private. That's okay. I feel like it's more of like, just stepping into allowing, like fully allowing, instead of repelling. It's like, it's always there. It's kind of like what I help my client with when I help her really see herself. Literally that same day, 4 people walked up to her in random different places talking about how beautiful she was and that her light and it wasn't sleazy or nasty. It was like, I really see you, because she was seeing herself. And it's like, I feel like the same thing will happen for me when I really, like, my husband tells me this all the time, bless his heart. He's so patient with me. He loves me so much. But it's like, I feel like it's like this level of like, a deeper way of truly being seen, because I know that like, I've got to let go. Like, I'm here to lead. Like, I feel like there's going to be like a huge like, what's the word? Like I said, revolution. What was the other one? Like, it's like a momentum that's building. And I feel like I have to see myself. And that's where I feel like I'm blocked. I did listen to one of my audios, that I did when I was pregnant with my son and actually living out of my car, bless my heart. And I'm sitting there like listening to this woman. I'm like, holy shit. It's like, I have gone through stuff that no human, it's not even possible. It's like my body healed itself in 24 hours. I gave birth to my baby by myself after bleeding out at 30 weeks. Doctors told me I need to have a C-section, deliver him premature. I walked out of the hospital because my baby said I'm fine. And I delivered him an orgasmic birth with just me and my husband. And with my connection to spirit has been my guiding force. And I feel like the world wants to see how I live my life because they want to come back home to that. And it's like stepping into a deeper level of intimacy with my audience, with like really allowing them in. And like +2 with my husband, when I got together with him, I guess you can truly call us what the spiritual community calls like twin flames. I mean, we really are the true reflection of divine masculine and feminine, just pure love between us. And it's like, I don't want anything to taint that, which I don't believe that anything happened between him and I, but it's like, yeah, I have like what you were saying before, is that being perceived, being misunderstood, that I need to clean up there. Is like at the core of me, like I can tell myself, girl, don't give a flying fuck about none of that shit. And like, it's true. Like I really don't, but at the same time, I can still feel, I feel so much. My heart is, like you said, like with yourself, it's in this. And it's like, how do I allow myself, like what I heard in that audio, where like I put out that audio activation a couple winters ago when I was pregnant with my son, pretty much homeless, living in and out of my car, a little hatchback. And I was still pure. I was still showing up. Untainted heart is like, that's the miracle. Miracle isn't that my body healed itself in 24 hours or that, you know, I survived domestic abuse and all this other shit. The miracle is that I have a pure heart out of all of it. And like, you know, and so it's really allowing myself to see that part of me has been as the spiritual teacher, and to like really claim my space in the world in that way. It's like, how do I see myself? Because I have no problem writing the posts, showing up, getting fiery, getting really soft, getting really intimate, getting really open. It's more about just giving myself permission, I think, to really see me. And for some reason, like just thinking about it makes me want to cry. It makes me want to be like, you know, like, who am I to do all that? Like that type of vibe. Yeah.
If you could have given yourself permission already, would you have?
You know, there was a time, this is so funny how as soon as you said that, this vision flashed in my mind's eye. I definitely am a believer that everything is in its right timing, right moment. I don't say right because I don't believe in right and wrong. I believe that everything truly does happen for a reason, that we're meant to learn and grow from every single life lesson. So I do believe that this was a learning curve or opportunity for me to learn something very valuable, which was when I went to a Hay House convention right when me and my hubby came together. And this was, it was really interesting. It's like all the authors were out there speaking, and I literally, this woman is like all known for her like support with women. And this lady walks up to talk on the microphone and shares that she like went against something and her baby died during delivery. And here's this woman toting around. I mean, I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out. I'm a mother, you know, like, oh my God, I can't even imagine experiencing that. And this lady was like, on the stage said something like, I mean, it blew me the fuck away, Stephanie, what she said to her. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This woman is grieving and devastated. And you have the fucking whatever the word is, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no way that you could share that with another woman on stage and humiliate her even more. And the worst part is the woman thought she was empowering her. The woman was abusing her with what she said. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like, fuck this. I literally threw that notepad down in the middle of like over 500 audience. The whole thing echoed, and I got up and walked out and slammed the door, and everybody saw me because I could not sit there and take that shit. And then I passed the guy who's like the CEO of Hay House, and he was looking at me and he kept wanting to talk to me. He wanted to sit down and hear my story. And my guy's like, this is your chance to, get some connections for your book to come out. And I was like, I don't want to be a Hay House author. If this is what that looks like, fuck no, I'm not a part of it. Like, I cannot do that. Like, I'm about the real empowerment of women, not whatever this fake and phony shit is, so that we can just get a New York Times bestseller or we just share the same shit over and over again because that's what our audience likes. Like, no, we're here to keep this shit pushing, people, like to keep growing and expanding. And so I couldn't sell myself like that. And like, I feel like that was a moment to where if I would have given myself permission, I would have literally said to him face to face and be like, look, dude, I would love more than anything to let my message reach millions of people, even more, because this was after my interview from Gaia aired, and become an author, but I won't do it with your company because this is why. And to like really share and like speak up in a way, because I feel like just as important as it is to say yes to opportunities when they present themselves to you, I feel like it's just as important to say no as well when it's not the right fit, because it's like a stand for the energy that you're wanting to call in, the truth. And I feel like that was one of the moments in my life when I pretty much just blew the dude off. I mean, it's like anybody else, like it hurt me to see all the other people that were there. It's like they were so desperate, coming from a very disempowered place of please someone see me, please someone hear me, rather than being like, I know what I'm bringing here to the world is going to make a powerful difference. It's like no one knew who they really were. It's like, and it inspired and sparked that fiery flame of truth within me to help women come back home to themselves so that they're not seeking for that outside of them. And I think that that was a moment for me, which was like, I had an opportunity there, which was, I have a hard time in this sense of like, I can't settle for less than, but I also want to get my message out there too more. But it's like, at the same time, I can't do it that way, if that makes sense.
So for my own clarity, was this an example of a time where you gave yourself permission to stand fully in your truth and your beliefs and advocate in that way?
I did, but I didn't. So I felt it. I gave my permission to feel what I was feeling, but I said, fuck this. I'm walking out and I'm leaving. I mean, there's already thousands of dollars spent on that Vegas vacation. I mean, I don't like, my mama went party all up in the suite and everything. I'm like, fuck it. I'm leaving. Like, I'm not dealing with this. But when I got in the car and I left, the car tag that was in front of me was 222. And I'm like, I meant to make a connection with this person. I need to turn around and I need to sit down. And regardless of how pissed off I am about how the fuck they're running their show, I need to speak my truth about it. And I didn't. I didn't go back and I didn't say anything because I was like, why? Why would I even do that to myself? Because these people don't want to change. And literally the very next day I saw on my phone where someone that I knew rejected a book contract with that company because of something that they said they were going to honor and didn't honor. And then another thing was like how they treat their employees like shit. And it's like, but the universe sends me, it's kind of like, it's weird. I feel like I'm like I'm this, like the universe just sends me into places to like stir some shit up. I feel like I'm like a force of nature. It's like, okay, well, no, we were expecting sunny days. Well, sorry, bitch, you got a tornado today. Like just what happened. Like I'm just the divine assignment. And sometimes I feel like that's what I am. And it could have been an opportunity there for me in the sense of maybe he would have perceived me and he would have like, yeah, maybe this is right. Or maybe I would have sparked something in that company to create a change, whether it's for their audience. It doesn't matter. I don't make it about me. I just allow spirit to work through me. And so I feel like there was a chance there for me to express with the 222, like to share something. I feel like the universe was telling me that this needs to be talked about. Maybe it needs to be talked about right now. Maybe it's coming back around full circle right now, but I feel like that needed to come out somehow. And yeah, it's like, I felt it within me, like I needed to just walk away. Um, but I needed to share what I felt about it first. And as I was walking away, I felt like there was unfinished business, if that makes sense. Like I could feel like there was something there. And which is so funny because the same thing happened to me. I don't really talk to my father that much anymore with everything that I went through with being homeless and stuff. And he was not there for me whatsoever. And so I was like, okay, I don't have time for this person. And my angels told me to answer the phone call with him yesterday when he called about Christmas or something. And I was like, I haven't spoken to him in months. And he was really surprised that I picked up the phone and answered. And I told him, I was like, well, I didn't want to. My angels told me to. So just be happy about that, Daddy. And I shared my truth with him. But then at the end, I was like, when I got off the phone, it didn't make me feel good. I felt like he was just asking me a bunch of questions. He didn't really actually give a shit about how I felt about my life. He just wanted to, just get information for himself. And my guides were like, this is your chance. Are you going to do what you do for everybody else? Or are you going to play it small and play it quiet too? You need to call your father back. You need to tell him how you feel and cut the cords. And so I called him and I was like, Daddy, this is why I don't talk to you. It's because there's no heart connection. Oh, when you're a parent, I was like, Daddy, I am a parent. I've got 3 kids and I would never talk to them this way. I would never treat them this way. I would come from my heart. And you don't care about that. You just wanted to know information on my life because your wife is nosy. And let's be honest with each other right now. Like this was not a heart conversation. I'm sorry, I'm no longer willing. This was your last chance. And, you shot yourself in the foot, not me. So I wish you all the best and happy holidays and goodbye. And so I feel like when the universe presents me that opportunity, like I will seize that. But to answer your question, I feel like that's kind of, like there was a moment there, but I couldn't distinguish the difference between if it would go against myself. But that was like 3 years ago. So I'm a totally different person now. And if there was another opportunity to present itself, I definitely wouldn't turn it down.
It sounds like the opportunity is already here.
As in?
You already have your assignment. You already are fully in creation and ideation of this next big piece for you.
Absolutely, 100%.
So in our last couple of minutes, what permission does Anawayah need to give herself as she makes this next big step to take the business and the brand and the legacy to the next level? What is that? If there was one little tweak you felt you needed, or one little transitional piece that would feel so good for you right now as you're looking ahead at this amazing program you've created and the ripple effect that it is going to have in the world, what's that thing? What is it?
This may be completely unexpected, but what I really would want right now is to, if I could have it all, which I know it's possible. I'm about to go into, it starts on the 21st of December, which is my Rose Code for Women. And this is the group live program. So I have pre-recorded amazing, crazy audio activations, assignments, worksheets. There's a workbook. There's actually a whole entire book that's being printed that goes with the program. It's really, really, really in depth and very rich with transformation. And but right now it's live. And what would feel amazing, what would truly feel amazing, is while this is live, and I have the women that I'm doing the live training, which then, like I told you in our previous conversation, that's going to be turned to digital, to have a woman who is really ready to spread this work in their own way, enroll in a pay in full $25K teacher training program. And for her to go through the full 6 months with the group, but also privately with me, where we have one-on-one, even more retreats, just besides the one that's here in Sedona, but like I said, in Bali and Maui. And really work closely with that woman and create something really beautiful, and then allow her to continue to go on and teach it, to allow her to continue to move on. I feel like it's like I work best in the sense of really intimate one-on-one with someone. And if I could really give myself the full permission, it would be to finally let all of this go. But that's what I would need to let this piece go. That's what feels right, is to find that one woman who is truly ready to take it to the fullest level and really live a life deeply in alignment to their soul and truth that way. And to be able to spread these teachings around the world and create other teachers too, as well, so that I can then do what I really want to do, which is have the time for me to write my book, to travel the world, to go to the places that I want to go to. To do all that. And that way the digital is there, and then the woman can continue to create, and I can show up and do the retreats, and I can do the lives and things like that. But in the sense, my soul really wants to let all of it go. Like, if I'm really honest, it wants to let it all go, but it tells me, it's like, you can't let it go without having someone to continue on it in that way. And so like, it's like, that's the closure that I need, is that one woman. And yeah, let it go completely. And in 2020, like, have her be doing the teachings, have her be doing it, because yeah, it's a part of it. I mean, and have her be the one that continues it the way that I've been doing it, but that wants to build a business online, that wants to have those clients, that wants to have all that, to be the forefront of that. And then for me to be able to have the freedom to do what my soul is really asking of me to do, which is, to be out, to be traveling, to be writing my book, to be publicly speaking. But yeah, I feel like, and it's like, people are like, oh, well, if you could call in one, why don't you call in more? It's like, I want it to be the most mind blowing, spiritually awakening, Kundalini activating, profound, pleasurable experience that a woman could ever have in the presence with me as we do this together. And I want it to be a woman who is meant to carry on these teachings, because this is a lineage. This isn't, this is more than just, this is what the earth's teachings moving through me. It's what my name means, the spirit of the earth. And so, yes, they got to be in the right alignment, the woman who really feels called to this. And that's what it feels like, is to finally let it go, Stephanie. And that's what I didn't want to face, is like, I have to let the old me go. I mean, it's like, I'm sitting here trying to be the butterfly while I'm like, oh, but I'm still in the cocoon. Like, it's still feeling pretty good over here. And it's like, no, girl, like, spread your wings. It's time to take flight. We got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm at that point where I really am ready to let it go, but I want to let it go in a way that my soul is telling me to with love, which is have that woman come in and have that program so she could spread those teachings.
Did you just have that one woman insight, or had that been front and center already?
I just had it right now with you. Yeah, it just came through right now. I really gave myself permission to just be fully open and honest. Like, before I was like, oh, I could create a bunch of different teachers and facilitators. It's like, I don't have the energy for that. I had the energy to give it all to one woman, and I will give it all and then some. And yeah, I feel like this is like a sister in it for life that's going to grow with me too. That's going to come along in the journey with me as I'm doing all this in 2020. And yeah, at first it came to me just now. I really tuned into it. And I thought like I was going to be training all these women, but like, to really tune in, it's like, that's the next step for me, is that one woman, show up fiercely and fully for her, fully for 6 months, and get that teacher training and allow her to do what I was going to do for the other women, so that I have the freedom to do what my soul is telling me to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking life into that just now, how does that feel?
Like I'm finally free.
Hmm.
I am a little bit scared. The next part is like, okay, who is this woman? It's like, who is she? As like, I already feel she's in my vortex. Like I already feel her in my heart. I already feel like she's right here. And so it's just giving space for that and keeping my heart open, keeping that heart call open for her to come in, you know, and knowing and trusting, like what you said, whenever you send that signal out, whenever you put that copy out, it's like, you know, the right women will show up. It's like the same thing for me. It's like, I know it. I feel it within every part of my being, because this isn't my soul trying to think of something. I mean, this isn't my mind trying to think of something. This is my soul telling me, girl, this is the next step. And I know it will be supported, because how the universe supports me sometimes is when I don't really feel supported, which is so funny, because the universe won't let me self-harm or overgive and under-receive. And so that's what I'm thinking. It's like and I felt it. It's one woman, and that's the price. That's the level that we're going to go deep together with. And I'm excited for this next phase. And I'm looking forward to her showing up. It's going to be amazing.
Wow. Does this feel like a good place to press? I don't want to say press stop, because I know this will be a continuation, but does this feel like a good place to press pause?
Yeah, I feel like I got exactly what I needed to receive. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you so much, Stephanie. It's like, I wanted to share this for any other woman who's listening. My apologies that you cannot see my face. For some reason, Spirit is like totally works the magic with that one. But I wanted to say this for any woman who is kind of, you know, playing that game of double dutch, wondering if they should jump all the way in and work with Stephanie. I want to say I have spent over tens of thousands of dollars in other business building programs and invested in myself in many other ways. And this by far has surpassed any other form of coaching or programs that I have enrolled into, where I have really been truly seen, valued, appreciated, and loved the way that I needed to come back home to me, to just allow myself to receive the proper support. Like I said, so many other programs will try and tell you what to do rather than ask you, what do you really want to do? And just hold the space for you so that you can know that it is perfect to move forward and pursuing what you know deep inside you should be doing anyway. And so if any woman out there is really ready to invest in themselves in a way that they know they've been putting off, that they know they've been procrastinating with, or that they feel like they somehow don't know how to give themselves permission to receive the support, this is how us women take it to the next level. This is how, whether it be in our business, our relationships, our lives, whatever it may be, is that we receive the proper support. And Stephanie, that's what you give to me time and time again, is when you show up with me, you show up fully, you don't hold back, but your presence is so reassuring. It's soft, it's safe, to where my soul can reveal itself. And I want to end it with this. Like I said, I am a trauma survivor, you guys. I'm a coma survivor. I have dealt with so much shit. I rarely, and I mean rarely, open up myself the way that I have with Stephanie ever. I don't think I've ever done that with any other coach. And because my heart is so tender, my precious petals of my rose is so tender. And it's like, to automatically and instantaneously feel safe of being who I really am, it's bringing tears to my eyes right now, is such an incredible honor and blessing to receive, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever woman out there, if they're really ready to, take their business to the next level, to really invest in themselves, this goes beyond a recommendation. This is like, please finally do this for yourself. Finally say yes and take the leap with fear and with faith, because fear is not going anywhere. So we have to befriend it and choose to leap with fear and with faith, and invest in yourself and working with Stephanie, because it will be one of the biggest life-changing experiences that you get to give yourself.
That is incredibly beautiful, Anawayah, and I thank you for trusting me with your tender, beautiful, magnificent heart. And I can't wait to see what you create.